This is my first serious laser project with this laser. I think I have everything set so that it's going to work right. This board had a bit of a warp in it, so I have it taped down. It shouldn't go anywhere, and we're all set up. Let me take this home. Okay, now we're at home. I want to frame this to make sure I've got this so that it'll cut right. Run that one more time. What I'm going to be making or at least attempting to make, I ordered a new set of countersink bits the other day, and unlike my old set, they didn't come in a box, so I'm going to make a box. And I could use a table saw and my box joint jig, and I could do it all by hand, but I want to see what this will do. So here we go. I owe a big thanks to Jerry, Polly Wants a Crafter. He helped me, and I'll put a link to his channel up here. He helped me to get this designed. I downloaded one that was too small, and I tried doing the edits, and it was taking me forever. So I asked him to throw this together for me, and based on that other pattern, and this is what he came up with. I think it's gonna look nice. This is gonna take about an hour and a half. I added this weight because these legs are still a little slick on the bottom. I didn't put any rubber on those, and this surface is slick, so the surface of this table is slick, and when that head moves quick, it moves this ever so slightly out of position, and I just don't want it to be moving. Well, I got this far. It didn't quite finish cutting my logo and the laser shut down. Well, it cut these pieces all the way through. It almost got these all the way through. I'm going to take my X-Acto knife and cut the few things out that it didn't. But all in all, I'm relatively happy so far. Didn't quite finish the logo, don't know why. Get my stiff bristle brush and I'll sand this lightly with some 220. Apparently, error 11 is an internal limit switch was hit, probably related to movement because I don't have rubber on the bottom of the flats of those new legs yet, and that work surface is slick like I was talking about earlier. So I'm assuming that's what happened. This has a little bit of a warp to it, so I'm going to make this the bottom, and let's see how these pieces fit together. I want the prettiest sides outside. Oh, look at that. Jerry, that's perfect, dude. Like I said, prettiest side outside. Look at there. Goes together just like it was designed that way. Now let's check this. See how these fit. That's weird. That is weird, Jerry. This goes, but look at this. But I can't blame him really. He did this late at night. Oh, gracious sakes. So the holes weren't cut where the holes needed to be. Oh well, I'm sure I can come up with a workaround for that. I'll glue these in place tomorrow, and I'll glue the box up and fit the hinges. They'll be in tomorrow as well. So I'll get the box glued up, then I'll fit the hinges, then I can glue this in place. I got to order hasps yet for the front, but coming right along. And then I'll start making the inserts for this that will take my bits. Now I'm cutting the riser that'll keep the bits off the table or off the bottom of the box at a particular height and keep them separated. It looks good. They work fine. The lid will go here. And I've got these little hinges. I'm going to put 3 of them on. I think that's enough. And I've decided I'm going to fasten them to the outside of the back and the inside of the lid. I think that'll work fine. They're so small, they're hard to hang on to. But they're not so thick that I have to recess them into the lid, I don't think. And I think 3 of them will be enough. And once I figure out the alignment, I'll come back. I'm going to fasten these with super glue, and then I will drill the holes. Once I get them attached, I'll drill the holes for these little brabs. And I'm not going to glue this any together yet because I'm going to have to grind some of this down flush with the wood once I get them set. So once I get those hinges put on, then I can put this together and glue it up, and then set it in the base and glue that up. So let me get the hinge thing figured out and I'll come back. This scroller's drill comes in handy for so much more than just cutting pilot holes for doing a scroll saw. intricate work. Okay, I've got these set, and I didn't have to grind them. I was able to peen them over. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to reinforce these with some medium Starbond super glue. Click the link in the description below. You'll save 15% off your order. Starbond Premium Super Glues. I really like this stuff. And I'm using medium because it will soak in and strengthen the wood in that area. And I'll apply a little more here. All right, now let this cure for a little while, and then I'll come back and I'll put the box together. Okay, got that done, so now we will wiggle it and wiggle it and wiggle it. These will hold square. Okay, so I'll let this sit in the clamps for a few hours to solidify some before I start moving it around. The tabs will hold everything together pretty much. The glue just going to tack everything in place. And once that sets up, I will reinforce these corners CA just to stiffen things up even further. So I'll come back when this is ready to move along. Okay, got it out of the clamps, glue's dry. It sits in there nicely. I had an idea, just to spice this up a little. I think I'm going to see if I can find some kind of a design to engrave on all four sides. Let's get that done and I'll come back. Now we can glue the bottom on. One of these hinges just wasn't working, so I dismantled it on the inside, but that's all right. Okay, now I'm ready to drill me a hole right here. Okay, I'm going to drill my hole for my magnet. I want it right at the edge. That's perfect. Now, thick Starbond CA. I'm going to shoot this with a couple of coats of clear poly. And I'm going to start on the inside. I don't think it's going to need more than 2. Just depends on how bad this Burt soaks up the polyurethane. And it don't look like it's gonna too badly. Okay, I'll put another coat on in a few hours. And I'll repeat the process on the front and the sides until I'm happy with it. I'll give it probably one coat on the back just to seal it. So when it's all done, I'll come back and we'll load it up and this will be finished. Okay, I've got 2 coats of gloss polyurethane inside and out. I think that's enough. It's just give it a little protection. I didn't really want it real shiny. I think it looks good. So let's fill it up. So here it is, all full. I've even got the couple of old ones in here for if I buy replacement drill bits for them. It's all been taken out of there. Everything fits nice. Magnet lid. I made one final change just in case one of my kids or grandkids needs to use them and figure out how they work. I glued the instructions to the inside of the lid.